Hey guys, Hobo here. Today I'm going to try something new with this video. I'm going to be doing a guide for my current Fallout 76 build, what I call Hobo's one-shot melee build. It's a two-handed melee build focusing on strength, with some drugs and mutations thrown in for some fun. This video will hopefully be the first of a few videos. There's a lot of small tips that could be missed if I did everything in one video, and I want to try and include something for both new and veteran players. I also want to include general tips for everyone, not just people looking to follow this build. So let's get into it. In Fallout 76, optimization is everything. Optimizing your inventory, your stash, your weapons, your armor, your camp, and your special, both perks and stats. And today, that's what we're going to be focusing on. Special is an acronym for the primary stats in Fallout. They are Strength, Perception, Endurance, Charisma, Intelligence, Agility, and Luck. Perks attributed to individual special stats will increase respective player stats. Strength increases carry weight and melee damage. This is super important as strength is the only special that increases damage directly. Perception increases VATS accuracy. Endurance increases max HP. Charisma decreases the prices at vendors and increases the amount of caps that you get from selling items to vendors. It also determines the cards that you can share when you're in a team. Every 3 points of charisma means that you can share 1 perk point of a card. So let's say if you have 9 points in charisma, you can share a 3-point card, or you can actually even share 3 individual 1-point cards. Agility increases max AP, and luck increases your probability. This one is also somewhat important as it increases the likelihood of getting better legendary effects on your items. Not only does increasing these specials affect the stats I previously mentioned, but they also determine the amount of perks you can have selected under each individual special perk tree. And unlike in other Fallout games, in Fallout 76 you have a limited amount of perk points. You stop receiving perk points at level 50, and each stat can be maxed out at only 15 points. This can be troublesome for new players as some perks are only unlocked at later levels, and you might reach level 50 and not have points allocated for these perks. Luckily, Bethesda has patched in an option. After level 50, you can choose a perk card, or you can choose to swap out a perk point. In my opinion though, it's just easier to get it right the first time. It takes more time to level the higher level you are, and after level 100, it really slows down. This means you really want to build for late game as soon as you leave the vault. To avoid this issue myself, and to also help myself theorycraft this build, I used Nukes Dragon's Fallout 76 builder website. This site is amazing for building Fallout 76 characters. It's a site that essentially lets you build a character special in its entirety. You can select the perk points for each individual special stat, again maxing out at 15, and it also lets you pick the perks under each individual perk tree. With all that said, it's time to get into the build itself. Strength. Max this the hell out. 15 strength for max base melee damage, and an added bonus will be the extra carry weight, because you know, shit's heavy in this game. The first perk in this tree is going to be Traveling Pharmacy. Reduces the weight of chems. I went for rank 3 on this guy because 90% reduced weight on this is amazing. I grabbed this for a couple reasons. 1, you're going to be using stim packs no matter what, and 2, I really like to use chems to make my strength even higher. Next perk is Martial Artist. Not only does this increase the swing speed, but it reduces the weight of melee weapons. This one is essentially a no-brainer for any melee build. Next up is Incisor, or Armor Penetration for melee weapons. At max rank, melee weapons ignore 75% of a target's armor. Again, this is a no-brainer for a melee build. I really want to emphasize picking up this perk I actually tried this build without this perk in my build, and it doesn't work. Yeah, you'll be able to one-shot like ghouls and scorched, like just the normal scorched, but once you get up against like some tanky things like a Mirelurk Queen or the Scorch Beast Queen, like you're not going to be doing anything. Next, after Incissor, this is actually where it gets tricky. We're going to go for the raw damage perks, Slugger, Expert Slugger, and Master Slugger, which all increase melee damage by a flat %. You're going to notice in my build, I actually only have 2 points in each of these. This is on purpose. I only had 6 points left in strength, so I had to optimize. At rank 1, each card increases damage by 10%, rank 2 is 15%, and rank 3 is 20%. So by having 2 points in all 3, my damage is increased by 45%. This is more than if I had 3 points in just 2 cards, as that would increase my damage by only 40%. With those in place, my strength is maxed out, so it's time to move on. Perception. Perception is easy. Since it's VATS accuracy, and I'm always going to be in my enemy's face, there's not a need for a lot of points here. I have 3 points, exactly enough to be able to pick any lock. While I'm not picking locks, I have 3 perks for audio cues. Panapictographist for magazines, Perceptibobble for bobbleheads, and Fortune Finder for cap stashes. Having these equipped just helps my chances of increasing my caps and finding rarer items. For an added bonus, whenever I'm farming White Springs, I have Glow Sight rank 2 equipped. This increases my damage to glowing enemies by 40%, and that means I just wreck every glowing one ever. I only have 2 points in this card, so that I can share this card with my team so that way they can all do 40% extra damage as well. After Perception comes Endurance. This one is important for the same reason Perception isn't. I'm going to be in my enemy's faces when in combat, and this means I'm going to be taking a pretty decent amount of damage. So I need Endurance points for that max HP, because I'm a scrub, and if I don't, I'm probably going to die. Like, let's be real here. First perk in this tree is Professional Drinker. I said I don't have a problem, okay? I just like to drink some alcohol because it makes me stronger. After that is Life Giver. This is literally just extra HP points. Again, because, you know, I'm a scrub. That's it for Endurance, so now we have Charisma. First perk up is Party Boy, which when maxed out, triples the effect of alcohol. This one is huge for me as it means drinking now increases strength by 3 points. After Party Boy comes Happy Go Lucky, which increases luck by 3 when under the influence of alcohol. I chose this one because if I'm going to be drunk, I might as well be a lucky drunk. This one's also really good for farming legendaries. It just means that you have a higher luck, which then in turn means you have a better chance at getting better perks on your items. The last card under this tree is Strange in Numbers, which increases the positive effects of mutations when teammates are mutated too. This one literally just makes me stronger, and you guys will find out why when I do a video on mutations. Next tree up is Intelligence. The reason it's so high is so I have plenty of points for crafting, building, and repairing. First perk is Makeshift Warrior. At first, this looks like just a crafting card, but it also increases the durability of melee weapons, which is all I use, so I really need them to last. And that's why I just went ahead and maxed this one out. Under the Intelligence tree, I also have Nerd Rage. This is just a buff when I'm at low health, which really helps me out whenever I'm in a pinch, because again, I'm a scrub. After Intelligence is Agility. This one is also important for melee builds, because you guys use a lot of AP for sprinting, VATS, and power swings. First perk up is Through Hiker, which decreases the weight of food and drink items. This one might seem like it's useless, but it's actually incredibly underrated. Not only can I carry as much food and water as I want, but I can also carry as much freaking booze as I want. Next perk is Adrenaline, which is one of those really good high-level cards. It increases your damage for each enemy you kill within a certain time. At max rank, you gain 10% damage for each enemy killed within 30 seconds of each other, maxing out at 60% damage increase. This one is amazing for killing literally anything in large numbers. You kill 6 enemies in rapid succession, and suddenly you're doing 60% more damage. That's just insane. Finally, after agility comes luck. I have a decent amount of points in this tree for 2 reasons. 1, better legendaries, period. 2, the perks in this tree are incredibly important to my melee build, especially the mutated related ones. Again, these will make more sense when I have a guide for mutations up. Starting out with those mutation related perks, the first one up is Class Freak, which reduces the negative effects of my mutations by 50% at rank 2. Some of the negative effects of mutations are just that, negative. This just makes them less so. After Class Freak comes another mutation related card, and probably the most important one, Starched Genes. At max rank, which is only rank 2 for this card, I never have to worry about losing my mutations. Ever. Moving on from the mutation cards, we have Luck of the Draw. This one is just a chance that my weapon will greatly repair itself whenever I hit an enemy. With my luck this high, with this card equipped, it procs fairly often, and with Makeshift Warrior on as well, I honestly rarely have to repair my weapons. And now, the last perk, Bloody Mess. Literally, just a flat 15% bonus to damage across the board. Because who doesn't want more damage? Like seriously, this should be on every build for every kind of character. Alright guys, that wraps it up for the perks part of the build. If you guys liked it, please leave a like. If you have any questions or have something to add, make sure you comment down below. And finally, please be sure to share this video. I want the knowledge to spread. As a bonus, if this video does well, I'll do more. There's a lot more for me to get into. I've got my mutations, my gear, even my base. Again though guys, thanks for watching, and make sure you stay classy out there on the wasteland.